Yo, fifth graders. So we're continuing our practice of doing online work in case we have to do that. We know we're going to do it on Monday. So we're going to continue the process today. This is Thursday, September 10th. We'll do online today, tomorrow, and then Monday we'll just slide right into it and it will be easy. Okay? And then we'll get back to normal when we come back on Monday. Or Tuesday, next Tuesday. So we are talking about Ivan Brunetti style comic drawing, which is what we started working on yesterday. We're going to continue that today. This is his book that I'm using. In case you're like wondering if I'm making it up, I'm not. And if you look at that, you see that his style is very simple, right? Like that's a really cool drawing, a really cool comic drawing with just very simple shapes. And so that's what we're working on. So keep that in mind because I think some of you will get there. But some of you yesterday it seemed like we're trying to like do some real like three-dimensional drawing. We're not trying to do that yet. We're just trying to keep it simple and just look at stuff and shapes and things like that. So here's what's going to happen. Number one, I assume you have filled out the attendance form. So if you haven't, pause the video, go back and fill out the attendance form. And then right after this, it's going to cut to, in a magical way, the next step in the process for learning to draw this cartooning style. One last thing though. If you didn't finish yesterday, stop this video, go back and finish yesterday's assignment, and then you can catch up on this one. Okay? That's it. Mr. Connor and I will be around in the room if you need help. Okay, so today is September the 10th. Oh, this pen is running out. Let's pick another one. I draw too much. September 10th. You don't need to do this. Like the letters. This is just so if you're scrolling through, you can see what we're talking about, right? You can see that. Yeah, great. So September 10th, here's your assignment. We're going to draw some facial expressions. You have in Classroom next to this video, you have the model pictures that I'm going to use. So we're going to do several. I've put two up there, and we're just going to do these together. So remember that if I'm going too fast, you can push pause and slow down. So we're going to do this first. I'm making a grid, right? Like that. So I think that's what I got. So I should then have 20 little places to draw faces in. And remember, we're doing Brunetti style faces. So you don't have to do this grid at all. I'm kind of making a mess. But that's, that's the whole point of art. So you don't have to do the grid, but I'm going to do that just so you see what we're doing. Or you can. So I'm going to look at this first one, and I'm going to do the guy. So you see all of those facial expressions. Let's just draw them. But remember, we're doing Brunetti style. So I'm just going to draw a circle there, right? And that guy's smiling. So I'm going to do his eyes. I'm looking at his eyebrows. So I'm kind of getting those shapes. I'm going to give him this nose. And then he's just smiling, right? So it's a happy face. The next one, he looks kind of sad. You know what? You might want to make these boxes bigger. But you don't have to. All right, this is sad. So his eyebrows are kind of going up like that. Remember to pause if you need to pause. Okay? Next one. Looks a little scared. So his eyes are a little wider. And I'm going to make him look straight ahead. I didn't put pupils in these. I'm going to put him down here because he's sad. And I'll just look straight ahead here because he's happy. All right. This one, he's scared. So his mouth is kind of straight, and his eyebrows are kind of up like that, right? Next one, oh, looks angry. I understand that feeling sometimes. So I'm gonna like close his eyes, right? Because he's really mad. And then I notice that he's kind of got that going on with his eyebrows. And then sort of a mad face. I'm even going to give him that, right? Good. Next one. It looks like he's surprised a little bit. He's saying, oh. Same thing with the eyes. Tall eyebrows. His nose is kind of wider because he's really like opening his mouth. Right? So these look a lot like emojis, right? Or emojis. Oh, that I was trying to draw his tongue, but that doesn't really work. So don't do that. Well, you can do that. There you go. All right, next one. Oh, it looks like maybe he's smelling something that isn't so good. Remember, pause. I'm going to crinkle his eyes. Pause when you need to pause and catch up. So his nose is kind of higher. He's kind of got this thing going. Okay. Oh, next one, super happy. His eyebrows are up here. His eyes are wide. Nose. And then simple, right? Simple. Now it looks like he's laughing. I'm gonna do something a little. I'm not sure this is really right. So see how he looks kind of serious so far, but he's smiling in the picture. So I'm gonna do this, and it totally changes, right? Next one looks a little afraid. Kind of wide eyes, looking straight at us. Pay attention to the shapes of his eyebrows, right? His eyebrows are pretty straight. And then he's kind of like grimacing. So take your time with these and really look at his face. And even though we're not like drawing an exact replica of his face, like we're not going for photorealism or anything, even though we're making it a cartoon, you still need to look at his face to see the details, right? Because that's kind of what we're learning to do. Even though then we're just kind of making silly sketches of it. His mouth's together there. So you have all these expressions. So if you're making a cartoon or like a comic strip of anything, you have all these like colors to work with in terms of emotions, right? So you don't need to draw the same face every time, even though it's the same character. So if you come up with a character that you want to draw something for, you know, you have a wide range of expressions that you can use, even with like just simple emoji faces. And here's the thing, you don't have to draw it exactly like I'm drawing it, yeah? Just do your interpretation. And that's great. So this one he's kind of looking down, sort of. His face is lower. So he has an eyebrow here, and he kind of has an eyebrow up a little there. And his nose is a little lower because his chin is tilted down. And then he's kind of got the grimacing there. So you see how you can kind of make him look like he's looking down by putting his nose lower, right? Oh, we're back to scared. His eyebrows kind of have a little more shape in this picture, so that's cool. Wide eyes. And here's the thing, like eventually, like when you're doing these, you can be like, oh man, these all look kind of the same and I'm kind of getting bored drawing them. But remember, it's just practice, right? So we're just going to draw these. I was going to do more, but this is taking long enough, I think. Plus, I didn't put any hair or ears in, so we can go back and do that in a second. Or you can start doing that now. So look at his eyebrows on this one. They look, I don't know why that looks like that to me, but he's got these lines now because they're up. So eyebrows do a lot, right? Like when you're drawing comic strip kinds of characters. All right, last row. So now it looks like he looks like a coach kind of yelling at you because you missed a ball, or you forgot how to dribble, or he's a speech coach and you forgot your speech. So he's kind of yelling at you. This is the yelling look. I'm going to go ahead and add hair. So obviously this is not your speech coach. Okay, next one. He's all scrunched up again. His nose is higher in this picture because he's all scrunched up. This one looks like you made a joke that he thought he didn't get. He's like, what are you talking about? So these all kind of start to look a lot alike, right? Because it's the same guy, so that makes sense. Remember, if like you've stopped... Oh, I made his eyes a little more realistic there, huh? If you've stopped because I'm going too fast, just remember you need to pause when it's time to pause. And then I'm going to make this one a little more oval because that's really the shape of his head. And then I'm going to pay a little more attention, just for practice, to the shape of his eyebrows. And maybe I'm going to do a little bit more realistic eye. And maybe a little more realistic nose. So you see that, like, it doesn't take long, really, to be able to get a little more realistic with your drawing. Right? So that's kind of where we're headed. But first, you got to learn the sort of basic stuff here. So do this. If you need to go back and pause it, do it, and draw these shapes. That's it for today. Have a great day.